Hi, this is Ready Steady Yeti, and today I have breaking news! I found a glitch that is going to save a hell of a lot of time in Mid-Atlantic. For the first time, I discovered this glitch just today. When I upload the video, this is the day that I discovered the glitch. So, this is going to save quite a bit of time in speedrunning, and it's just a cool glitch altogether. So, normally right here, I would have, well, I sort of skipped, so, hold on, I'm gonna add all minicons unlocked, because, wait, I thought it was that one.
Code accepted.
There we go, okay, so, usually I would have this minicon in R1, which is Firefight, right? And I have Slipstream, right? And I have Deflector, Super Heavy Blaster, Hang Glider, and the shield, the Blaster Shield. But instead of Rocket Launcher in the speedrun, I'm going to be replacing Rocket Launcher with High Gear before this level. High Gear is the Dash minicon. Why the Dash minicon? Well, I'll get to that later. But basically, there are two Dash minicons in the game, right? This one, the red one. You get that in Antarctica, but then there's another one called Super Dash, which you get in Pacific Island. So, why this one? Because we haven't gotten to Pacific Island yet, so we can't unlock. So we haven't unlocked it, so we can't use it. High Gear does essentially the same thing as Super Dash. It just is. It's a lot slower to charge up, and it only allows you one dash at a time. But the dashes are exactly the same. They're not slower or faster. They're the same. So basically, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna skip to Pinnacle Rock because the stuff you do in any percent or 100% could differ, but you always have to do this phase of the run anyway. So that's just it. So I'm on Commander mode right now. It's as if this were a 100% run, right? I just died after getting that minicon down there, and here I am. So I go up as usual, and I go over here, right? And that's just it. You go through the level as normal, as you usually would. And then you go over here. And you very carefully plot your position right here on this crack, and then you do this. And there you go, there you have it, that's the glitch. It was pretty hard to see what was going on there, wasn't it? Now, notice what room we're in, right? I don't know if you recognize this or not, but this is the room that's usually swarming with enemies. But we got here before the enemies could load. We didn't go to the barrier where the enemies usually load, so they're not loaded yet. They're not even here yet. No matter how much we shoot around, they're not going to be here until we go to the barrier. Now that's not important though. It's just another interesting thing. So, where are we in accordance to, like, how much time did this save exactly? Okay, so usually we have to go all the way behind the ship, go down those that sort of ramp thing, and then go in that room and then go over here. But we skipped all those steps. So we're already basically at the elevator. So that's a huge time saver. And it's easy to do, it's consistent, it's all those things. It's perfect for speedrunning. So yeah, we basically did it. So I'm going to explain to you a few things about this glitch, right? It's the background, if you will. The background of the glitch is that I've been messing around with Mid-Atlantic Phase 1 for quite some time now. The ship is actually the ship's architecture is actually really interesting, as far as its flaws, I mean. The ship was, don't get me wrong, the ship was very well implemented, right? Like tidal wave ship mode. But the problem was that the developers the game designers too, left behind a few very significant ways to get inside the ship from under it, which doesn't make much sense, right? I mean, I'll show that in another video, but basically, while I was trying to find another speedrunning shortcut with those kind of methods by going under the ship, I just accidentally, I think I got a knockout, and I just found this. It was quite coincidental. So at first I was trying to use the hang glider to get to that point, right? That particular spot, but the problem is that I have to explain why we're using the Dash minicon instead of the hang glider. So first of all, the hang glider would be slower, even though we have to spend a little bit more time switching our minicons around. But second, the hang glider it's really difficult to fit through that crack with the hang glider because, I mean, one wrong pixel and you're knockout. You're in knockout state, and that's really bad because that means you have to reset and die. We definitely don't want that. So the hang glider is very strict, right? If you hit a wall, even just a little bit, then you get a knockout. But actually, the Dash works much differently than that. Sure, yeah. If you are right next to a wall, and you dash straight into it, you're going to get a knockout, right? But actually, if you're fitting through a crack, Dash is perfect for getting through that crack. The Dash is not very strict at all. It doesn't give you a knockout if you simply touch a wall, but it only gives you a knockout if you're close to a wall and dash right towards it. So even though we probably hit the corner right there, the Dash didn't stop me because I wasn't right next to it. So it's all about it's a physics thing. Let me put that simply. But the simple answer is Dash is the easiest way to do this. What else should I say? Oh yeah. So to explain how exactly the glitch works. Well, at this point, I'm not sure if I simply got pushed through the wall by the corner. I don't think that's the case, honestly. The thing is probably what's going on, right? Is that most of that corner, right? So you sort of have to go to the left, right? That's where the room in question is, the left. If you go to the right, it doesn't work, right? So on the left, there is a very specific spot, right? Like it's like a long spot, long up and down long, but it's not very wide. It has to be very specifically implemented. How this works is most of it was a wall, right? But some of it. So some part of it that's past that part that's still a wall is not a wall anymore, and it looks like a wall, but you can go straight through it. You can find similar things in other levels. For example, in Amazon or Deep Amazon or Antarctica or lots of levels like that. If you go out of bounds, then there are a lot of points where most of out of bounds material is not actually there. Like the trees, you can still run into the trees, but the ground is not textured, right? Or it doesn't have a hitbox, so you go straight through it, right? It's usually, and if you try to do this any other way, like I said, dropping down, anything like that, it's much harder. So the only easy way to do it is with Dash. So I'm not going to talk too long. I'll just let you figure it out. I'm gonna sign off though.